Nearly 100,000 people rallied to save an evil pit bull after the brute viciously mauls a 4-year-old little boy nearly to death.
5-year-old Mickey, a pit bull terrier, went right for the 4-year-old child's face. Witnesses say 4-year-old Kevin Vincente went to grab one of the dog's bones.
He's still suffering whenever they clean his face, his eye, when they remove that patch, he screams.
Deeper structures in the right side of his face were extensively damaged, ranging around the eye to the upper cheekbone, the upper jawbone to the lower jawbone.
I think it's horrible that that happened to him. I think he's a victim here. I think Mickey is a victim here.
They keep trying to make excuses, to say that it was Kevin's fault or the babysitter's fault, everything but not the dog.
I feel he's been kept outside. I feel that he hasn't been well taken care of. And to me, that constitutes abuse.
All right, we first told you about this story yesterday. 4-year-old boy attacked by a neighbor's pit bull. His skin ripped from his face, his eye socket, cheekbone, jawbone crushed. Thousands of people outraged by the attack. They're signing online petitions, sharing support pages, but not for this little boy. They're supporting the dog. They say Mickey the pit bull is a victim too, and they want him to be rehabilitated instead of being put down. Everyone firing off about this story, picking a side, sending your thoughts. So we're staying on it and taking a closer look. Joining me via Skype, Kara Huggins. She survived a pit bull attack. And Kara, I'm so glad that we're able to speak because your perspective, I think, is very unique, and I'm glad that you were able to survive that attack. But let's begin here, Kara, with life or death for this pit bull. Do you have an opinion for the one who did all this damage to this young boy?
Well, I think that what you have to look at is it did attack. So now the question is, will it attack again? And next time, will it actually take a life? It's a really touchy subject. There's a lot of people on both sides of the fence. But it's just, I have really mixed feelings because no one wants to think that a dog would hurt somebody, but you know, I mean, it did attack already. So what's going to stop it from attacking again? And
from your perspective, being a victim of an attack, what that moment must be absolutely terrifying. And you were an adult when it happened, right? And it had to be the worst moments of your life.
Yes, yes. I mean, there's so much emotional, along with the physical pain, there's so much emotional pain along with it. So it's a horrific thing. You don't wish this on anybody to happen, and especially a child. So it's pretty horrific.
Now, Kara, the part of the story that has really, I think, touched a lot of people is that there seemingly is more support out there for the dog than for the child. The child, they're trying to raise some money. I think they're trying to raise $10,000. They've raised about $7,500. But you've got hundreds of thousands of people joining to support and save the dog's life. As someone who's been attacked by a pit bull, what are your thoughts about the way society, at least on social media, appears to be reacting to this case, showing apparently more sympathy for the dog than the little boy?
Like I said, it's a real touchy subject. Even when I was on Twitter yesterday and saying, hey, these dogs are dangerous, I had a few people, a few other Twitter people say, oh, you need to educate yourself on how safe these dogs are. Look, they're known for attacking. And it kind of makes me a little upset that there's not more support for this little boy. He's lucky to be alive.
He truly is. If you had to give some advice to the little boy's mom about him dealing with it, dealing with this attack, because I'm sure anytime you walk down the street and you see a dog, you've got to head the other way.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I would say that what's really important right now is for that support system. One thing that has gotten me through everything was the support system of my friends and my family. This is not going to go away. This is going to stay with this child for a very long time. I mean, I still have nightmares. I still have panic attacks. It's going to be with me for the rest of my life. And one thing that is really important is that support system.
All right, let me bring in, Carol, I have my dream team with me here as well. Ebony Williams, criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson. We know him very well.
Sure.
Let's take a listen, because yesterday we spoke with one of the supporters, the group that is trying to save Mickey's life. Let's take a listen to what he said, and I want to get everyone's reaction.
The best comment on this issue was by the doctor right after it happened, where he said the dog was doing what dogs do. Unfortunately, the child was doing what children do. And the addendum to that is, unfortunately, the babysitter was not doing what responsible adults are supposed to be doing.
Let me start with you, Kara, your reaction, because, you know, the guy who's trying to save and has the group that's trying to save the dog, putting all the blame on the babysitter. The child wandered into an unfenced yard where this dog was chained up. And what do you think about blame in this story?
Well, I think there's a lot of different places you could put the blame. And it's a very, like I said, again, it's a very touchy subject, but the dog did attack the child. And not being fenced in as well, I think that's another issue. You know, I mean, what the states, all the states have different laws about these things. So that's another thing that's going to be probably looked at, is the individual state law about that.